Good morning, students. Today's topic is the continuation of chapter number 8, Women, Caste and Reform from History. And today I am going to discuss with you last two topics of chapter number 8, and which number 1 is who could enter temples and number 2 is the non-Brahman movement. Alright. So, my dear students, as I told you in my previous explanation about the abolition of Sati Pratha and widow remarriage, and after that, education, especially for women, in which many women reformers began many girls' school, especially for girls and women. Okay. After that, after the reformation of widow remarriage and sati pratha, etc., people began movement against the casteism or difference between the upper caste system and lower caste system, which were prevailed in all over the India. And Brahmins were belongs to the upper caste and lower who called as untouchables or mahar belong to the lower caste. That's why many people started many movement against the injustice and inequality. So, in this series, Bhimrao Ambedkar also had begun many movement against the untouchability. Alright. So, according to your topic number 1, who could enter temples? I am going to explain about the life of the Bhimrao Ambedkar. So, my dear students, Bhimrao Ambedkar was born into Mahar family, and as a child or from childhood he experienced difference between the upper caste and lower caste system in India. And overall we can say from the childhood to the young stage, every day he had suffered a lot of problem, especially related to the upper caste and lower caste. And when he was a child in school, he was forced to sit outside the classroom on the ground, and also he was not allowed to drink water from tap or wells that upper caste children used. Okay. So students, after the completing of their education and finishing school, he got a fellowship or he got a chance to go to the US for higher studies. And when he came back in India in 1919, he wrote a very important book, especially on the casteism, and the topic was that book was upper caste power in contemporary society. Alright. After that, Bhimrao Ambedkar had taken or participated in the movement against the casteism and caste difference, and finally in 1927 Ambedkar started a temple entry movement, because you know very well that earlier, before the independence of India, lower caste people or Mahar Jati or untouchables were not allowed to enter into temples. And also, Brahman priests were outraged when the Dalit used water from the temple tank. Or in another way, we can say untouchables or mahar or lower class people were not allowed to drink water from the temple's well or tap. So finally, against this kind of activity, Ambedkar began three movements for temple entry between 1927 to 1935. And the aim of Bhimrao Ambedkar was to show the power of lower class people, and also he wanted to make an unequal or equal society in all over the India. Okay. So students, now your next topic is the non-Brahman movement. So students, as I told you about the different movement which were started by the different people who were belong to the lower caste or belong to the untouchability, etc. In this series, in the starting of 20th century, a number of non-Brahman movements started, and the initiative came from those non-Brahman caste, but they had acquired access to education, wealth, and influence. So, lower class people who were rich and educated now argued that Brahmins were not a real people of India, and they said that Brahmins were heirs of Aryan invader who came from north in India, and also who had occupied and conquered whole south land from the original inhabitant or from the original people of the region, and the indigenous Dravidian races, and also many lower class people challenged Brahmanical claims to power. Okay, and in this series, E.V. Ramaswamy Naikar or Periyar, and Ramaswamy Naikar was also known as Periyar, came from a middle class family, and he had studied Sanskrit scriptures very carefully. After some time later, he became a member of the Congress, but he left Congress party because he had faced a casteism or difference between the upper caste and lower caste people or prejudice in the session of Congress or in the meeting of Congress. So students, during the time of feast, whatever feast arrangement organized by nationalists, in this way, sitting arrangement followed caste distinctions, and the lower caste were made to sit at a distance from the upper caste. So, after this feast, E.V. Ramaswamy were shocked that how these intelligent and educated people can do like this. That's why suddenly he founded the self-respect movement, and he argued that untouchables were the true habitat or upholders of an original Tamil and Dravidian culture, and their culture and their land and their society and their right and also their respect had taken by the Brahmins. And according to the Brahmins, whatever caste or social division made by the upper class people, that is given by God. But Periyar felt that untouchables had to free themselves from all religion in order to achieve social equality. And students, Periyar was a very outspoken, that's why he began to criticize many Hindu Old Testament or scriptures. Here student, the Old Testament means the old book, old religious books of the Hindu religion. And also he criticized especially the codes of Manu and the ancient lawgiver and the Bhagavad Gita and the Ramayana. And also he said that these texts had been used to establish or to create difference between the upper caste and lower caste people, and also domination of men over women. That's why he started many movement, he argued many questions, and he also wrote many books and writing against the casteism or the domination of men over women, etc., etc. And also he criticized and write about the upper caste nationalist leaders of India. So, my dear students, you know very well that everywhere is opposition party working so against the non-Brahman movement, whatever led by the Bhimrao Ambedkar and E.V. Periyar and number of them, they were rejected and argued by the Sanatan Dharma Sabha and the Bharat Dharma Mahamandal in the north, and also Brahman Sabha in Bengal. So students, these three organizations formed by the upper caste Hindu, and they were against the ideas and point of view of the lower class people, whatever said by the members or the founders of that movement. And anyhow they object the points and point of view whatever given by the Raja Ram Mohan Rai and Bhimrao Ambedkar and Periyar, and all these three organizations tried to prove that whatever we are doing and whatever prevailing in all over the India, that is according to the our Old Testament and our mythology and our old scriptures, which are very sacred and proved that what is Hinduism. So students, due to the debates and long struggle over caste continued beyond the colonial period and are still going on in our own times. So students, simply I want to say that whatever movements started and led by the social reformers of India, especially who belong to the lower caste people, that movement was continued till the rule of Britishers in India. And after the effort of our independent government of India, still we are facing our lower class or untouchables or Harijans or Mahar is still facing a lot of problem, especially related to the caste system or difference between the upper class and lower class people, or due to the prejudice. And students, that's why our government of India implement many rules and regulation and quota fixed in government services only for the improvement and for the welfare of these neglected and lower class people of India. So students, finally here your chapter number 8 is completed, and on page number 120, organizing for reform topic is given, in which you have to write about the Brahmo Samaj, Derozio and Young Bengal, and about the Ramakrishna Mission and Vivekanand, and the Pratna Samaj and the Ved Samaj, and also about the Aligarh movement and the Singh Sabha movement. Please write important points in your copy related to all these, and also learn all the important points for examination. Alright, so students, for today's that's all. Thank you and have a nice day.